Shouldn't even have to look at the board. Y'all should know it. Ready? Read. The Lord is mine. The next verse says, woo! One more says, look at verse 3 again. He says in verse 3, he restored. And then he leads me. Look at your neighbor and tell your neighbor, I'm tired of this. That's the wrong neighbor. Tell him, I'm tired of this. Wait a minute, somebody's faking you out. Look behind you and tell somebody, I am tired of this. And I need some restoration for this. Oh, y'all hearing me? This thing don't wear me out. And I need some restoration for this. Listen, when you read the book of Psalms, David is expressing his trust and his guidance for God's protection. He's expressing God's protection and God's provision. Now, here's what you need to understand about the book of Psalms 23. Each verse is a verse of his own. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not lack or want. Then he turns around and makes me lie down in green pastures. Then he leads me beside the still water. Then he restores my soul. Each verse has a life of his own. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil. Why? Because the Lord is with me. Each verse has a life of his own. And I've preached this so many times, and still I get new revelation from this verse. So today, let me deal with, since each have a value of their own, each verse do. Let me just deal with verse 3 and verse 4. Ladies and gentlemen, Timothy Earl Caldwell's knee baby boy, has an announcement to make today, and I am for real about this announcement. I have made up in my mind, as we've just gotten 2 months into the new year of 24. I made up my mind that my purpose and assignment is too great to allow things, circumstances, and people, especially people, to zap me and drain me of my energy. Because, Pam Scott, I got enough stresses on my own to be inviting others people to pull out of me what I need to function for myself. Ladies and gentlemen, most of our weakness, our tiredness, and our exaltations, our exaltedness, has more to do, watch this, with who's taken from you and not given to you. So watch this, baby. So here's what I made up in my number one list for this year, as I'm 2 months into it. So if you can't lift me, leave me. Oh, y'all hearing me? Because I can't keep giving out and not going up. I can't keep allowing my delivery to you cause drainness for me. Oh, y'all hearing me in this house? Y'all, here it is. You got to know when it's time. You got to know when it's time to allow people, things, and circumstances to exit out your life. Matter of fact, I got enough going on in my own life to quit allowing you, or I need to quit allowing you to keep parking on my mind rent-free. I'm going to rewind that. Because a lot of my stresses become mental. And I'm allowing circumstances, people, and things to keep parking on my mind and ain't paying no rent. Oh, y'all hearing me? Watch this. And here's why. Because I got to walk on this Christian journey. I got to walk to perform on this Christian journey. And in this walk, it's not going to always be sunny days walking it. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. Touch your neighbor and say, you got to walk this thing. Come on, y'all going to help me. Tell me, you got to walk this thing. Y'all going to help me preach. I got my preaching shoes on today. Is that all right? Huh? Walk. Here's what walk. David said, yea, do I walk. Let church say walk. Walk signifies I'm going somewhere. He said, not only am I walking, I'm walking through, which means I'm going forward to somewhere. Are you hearing me? So in order to get through it, that means literally I may have to leave some people, places, and circumstances behind. I'm preaching this already. Y'all sitting there. Notice what he said. That the reason that God said, the reason I want you to walk through it, he didn't say, I want you to run through it. He didn't say, I want you to jump through it. He said, I want you to walk through this situation that's going on in your life. Why? Because here it is. When you're walking, you're slowing down. And when you're slowing down, God got time to deal with you about not them, but about you. See, when you walk, you see more than you will if you're running. Oh, y'all hearing me? See, anytime God has you, can I teach a little bit today? Anytime God has you in a valley, he's trying to show you something about yourself. Oh, y'all hearing me? Because one thing I know that a dark valley will do, if it don't do anything else, it'll make you open your eyes. Oh, y'all hearing me? Because the truth is, let's be real, with all the hell, with all of the COVID, with all of the shifts and changes in your life, if the truth be told, most of us should have already fallen apart. Am I the only one that sometimes when it seems like the more work you do, the more you get behind on bills? That's enough to make you fall apart. And it's just weary on your, not only your mental, but on your physical body. And you're just tired. Tell your neighbor, I get tired sometimes. Are you hearing me? How many know life always have shifts, turns, and changes in it? And how you started don't always mean how it's going to end up. Some of y'all that got married, you know I'm telling the truth. Huh? Your husband started out as Denzel. Now he's looking like Freddy Krueger. Your children were sweet. Now they looking like Chucky. That's enough to make anybody fall apart. Huh? But hold on. If you're going to understand what David is dealing with and what he's talking about his trust as God being his shepherd, being his guide, being his lead, you have to understand the background of David. You have to understand all of the hells and the trials that he went through. Watch this, y'all. Can I be real? David had trouble on the outside, but he had even more trouble on the inside. Are you hearing me? He had just as much trouble with family than he had with non-family. Oh, y'all hear me in this house? But David realized something in writing this psalm. He realized that the enemy was never after David the person. He was after David's assignment and identity. He wants to put enough hell. You got to put yourself in David's shoes. He wants to put enough hell in David's life that David starts to say, I must not be as anointed as I say I am. Because if I was, I wouldn't keep catching all this hell. Because if I'm going through all this hell, I must not be as holy as I say I am, which leads me to the first point of what David said, he restores my soul. Anybody get tired sometime of just battling, fighting, and dealing with the same stuff? David said, the Lord restores my soul. Anaka in the Greek, restore. Anaka, it literally means, watch this, to renew or renewal. But here's the part I like. Not only does it mean to renew and renewal, it means to repair. See, it don't do me any good to put me back if you don't fix me up. He teach this thing, man. He said, not only will God bring my strength back, he'll bring back everything that I lost along the way. He restores my soul. Because watch this. If the devil is after my assignment and my identity, see, the devil wants you to doubt who God says you are. Will y'all do me a favor real quick, and I'll be through it when I get through. Will you touch your neighbor and say, neighbor? Come on, look up and say, neighbor, you better know who you are and quit letting people tell you who you are. Because drama and trauma are sent from the enemy to create a negative identity in your life. See, trauma and drama is sent by the enemy to make you start thinking another way about your own self. Man, I'm preaching this sermon in here. Are y'all hearing me? That's why, baby, watch this. That's why you better learn that you are identified by who you with. Oh, I'm going to say that again right there. Some of y'all got quiet. You are identified by who you are with. Here it is. You can get it said like this. Messy people messy together. Wait, you ain't got to do mess to be messy. Just hook up with the one who messy. Have you ever noticed most gossipers don't hang around truth tellers? Gossipers will hang around gossipers. That's why you got to be careful who you hang around, because spirits attach themselves. Are y'all hearing me? Because see, here's one thing we haven't learned yet. And that is that words activate atmospheres. Let me say it again. Words activate atmosphere. Listen, don't tell me about what they said about me and bring it back to me unless you're going to tell me about what they said about me and what you said after they said what they said about me. Because if you can't tell me the whole conversation, I'm going to act like you added some more to it. Y'all should have let me be off last week. Oh, y'all hearing me in this house? Words activate atmospheres. But wait on the flip side, words activate feelings. See, here it is. I'm going somewhere. Sometimes, Gary Marsh, you're tired because you keep saying, I'm so tired. You ain't been nowhere, I ain't done that, ain't doing the work of the Lord, ain't ministering, I ain't evangelizing, ain't doing that, but you're tired. Talk to me in this house. Sometimes, baby, you're sick because you keep saying you're sick. Words activate, boy, this thing good in here, ain't it? Words activate atmosphere and move stuff, okay? Jesus said it like this, if you want mountains to move in your life, all you got to do is start speaking to the mountain. Oh, y'all, he didn't say push the mountain. He didn't say kick the mountain. He didn't even say go up the rough side of the mountain. Jesus said, if you speak a word to the mountain, that mountain got to respond to the faith you're releasing out your mouth. In other words, your words have power to release faith. That's why you have to know your spiritual connections that you're around. Because part of the enemy's plan is to let you see yourself different than what you are. Tell your neighbor, words have power. Come on, tell somebody that words have power. Here's what I like about it. When I'm tired and I'm weary, Erica, words have power to release stagnation. I've gotten so tired till I can't move. I've gotten so tired till I don't want to do anything. I don't want to go nowhere. But I can speak a word. Are you hearing me? Greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. Who is he that can harm me? If I be followers of that which is good, you can speak a word and cause stagnation to leave out your life. I'm about to feel this thing up in here today. Are y'all hearing me? Touch your neighbor and say, neighbor, tell them you're tired and you stay tired. Because you keep saying it. Trauma and drama are sent from the enemy to create negative identity. Can we read the Bible? Matthew 3:17. This is my beloved son. That's what it says. Matthew 3:17. This is my beloved son, in whom I am what? Pam, look at Matthew 4:1. Matthew 3:17 says, this is my beloved son in whom I well pleased. But Matthew 4:1 says these words. Matthew 4:1 says, then was Jesus led out of the wilderness to be tempted of the devil. Hold on. Matthew 3:17, last verse. Spirit of God descended upon him in the form of a dove. The Holy Spirit fell on Jesus. Jesus, his father peeped out of the banners of heaven, scooped down and said, this is my beloved son, and who I am well pleased with. Soon after that, 4:1, what happened, Pam Scott? Then was Jesus led into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil. So here it is. Jesus goes in after Matthew 3:17. Verse 4:1 says, into the wilderness. As he go into the wilderness, he has a fresh awareness of his identity. 17, this is my son. I'm Jesus Christ. I got my assignment. I got my purpose. 4:1, Matthew. He's in the wilderness to be tempted of the devil. Bible says he's there 40 days, no food, no substance. Hold on. He wasn't tempted by the devil 40 days. Read the Bible. The devil comes at the end of it all. Chapter 4, verse 2 and 3. Y'all ain't got it yet. Oh, God Almighty, no. Y'all need to go get a rookie somewhere. He comes when he believes Jesus is mentally, physically, emotionally tired and depleted. What? See, when you get tired, that's the moment that your flesh will start taking over. Oh, y'all hearing me in this house? Woo! What does he attack Jesus with? The very first thing he does, watch this, after Jesus was drained and tired, he attacked his identity. Y'all Bible readers, it's right there in Matthew 4. If thou be the Son of God, if you are who you say you are, identity, command these stones to be made bread. If you are who you say you are. Ladies and gentlemen, if people can't control you, they can control what you do. If they can control you, they can control how you live and how you act. Oh, y'all hearing me? But when you know who you are, what people say don't affect where you going. I am preaching up in here today. I've had a lot of folks tell me, preachers, over the last year or so, okay, well, you put on a little weight. Yeah, it's called steroids. Helping keeping me alive. Yeah, you put on a little weight, and you gotten a little big. Don't matter to me. Because I know who I am. I'm not weighty, and I'm not big. I'm fat, fine, and fluffy. I'm fat, fine, and fluffy. I'm scintillating, soothing, and sexy. And if you ask my wife, she'll tell you I got it from my mama. Preach Timothy Earl Caldwell. Y'all, he waits until you're tired and shows up to get your identity to change how you think about your own self. I'm helping somebody in here today. Watch this. And he tried to tell you, you ain't what you say you are. So why don't you try it my way? Because look like you done tried God's way and ain't working God's way. So why don't you try it this way? Watch this. But David said, watch this. The only way to avoid that is he restores your soul, your mind, your will, your emotions. He said, God has to change your mind. Make sure that your will is connected with his will. Are y'all hearing me? He renews my strength. Y'all sit right there. This word for me. He picks me up when I'm drained. The text said, watch this. He restores. Somebody say he. Say it again. He. Can we go to English class? Can we go to English class? Somebody say, go to English class, Pastor. Go to English class. Say it again. He restores. That's important. He is a personal pronoun. A noun is a person, place, a thing. Pronoun takes the place of a noun, bring it to a simplified form. So David said, let me be clear, preach Caldwell. He restored my soul, because if I don't put in he, there's a whole bunch of other options out there. There's a whole bunch of other people, places, and things that you might choose to try to get restoration from. Y'all sit right there. Don't y'all sit here and act like that when you gotten weary, frustrated, that you didn't go to the other side trying to find rest and comfort. Some of us went to the club, let's be real. Some of us went to the Stella Rose, MD 2020. Sit right there with your holy self. And that's what David is saying. You better put in the personal pronoun. He is the only one that can restore your soul. In other words, he's the only one that can get your pick me up, pick back up. So am I the only one that ever tried it the other way? Some of y'all dropped it like it hot till it got cold again. Some of y'all tried a little vapor and a little weed. Y'all sitting right there. Some of y'all tried a little bit of shopping till you dropped. Are you hearing me? Not to realize at the end of the month that the bill is coming. But baby, those are bills, and I asked Sister Pam Scott about this. Those are what you call pickups, things you try to pick up yourself with. In the medical field, it's called dilute pickups. Ain't that the word, Pam? Dilute pickups.
It's dilaudid.
Dilaudid pickups. Okay. Okay. Dilaudid, they say, is one of the best medicines for pain. But the only problem with dilaudid, whatever his name is that it gives you a quick release, but it don't last long at all. See, here's the deal, and this is where I want to be. That's why a lot of us in the body of Christ, where our problem is. We've been trying too many dilated options. You're getting released, but it ain't lasting long. Preach, boy. In other words, you're getting delivered, but because you didn't get delivered by he who restores, it's only lasting overnight. Oh, y'all hearing me in this house? David said, if you want your renewal to last long, there ain't but one option: the Lord your God restores. Because watch this, he just don't renew, he repairs. Are y'all hearing me in this house? Ooh, my motor is messed up on my car. My body is messed up on my car. What good is it to put on a new body and don't fix my engine? It's looking good, but it ain't going nowhere. Black boy, will you preaching the sermon today? I think I will. Because watch this. When he restores you, what David is saying, it ain't for a day, it's a lifetime renewal. Do I have about 25 witnesses that be real? Say, Pastor, can I be real? I tried some of that dilated stuff. And if I be real, can I get a witness over? Let me try this side. Anybody on this side ever tried some dilated stuff? That it lasts, and it was good for the moment, but it didn't last forever. Okay, I say it like this, since y'all too holy. Anybody ever tried it? It was good for the night, but it was bad for the morning. Can I get a witness in this house? But when I tried Jesus, he who restores my soul. But when I went to the altar and got on my knees and let him lay me with all, something went in me. Something came out of me. And that which was weak became strong again. Because can't nobody do me like Jesus. Will you touch 3 people and tell them, he restores my soul. Come on, tell him, he restores my soul. In other words, he gives my kick back. He gives me a boost. He gives me a jump start. Are y'all hearing me? But hold on, before I get out of here, then he leads me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. In other words, I'm going to guide, as a shepherd, I'm going to guide you right, because your name ain't on the line, my name on the line. And I can't afford you making me look bad. Are y'all hearing me? He said he lead me in the path of righteousness for his. Here's the principle. Here's what he's saying. Whew, boy, I'm about to shout right here. He's saying, Mickey, I have the potential to experience in my life limitless success. Nobody has the right to pose limitations on your life. I don't care what kind of life you used to have. Are y'all hearing me? Put it on the board, Christian. Y'all write this down, because I like this statement. I like this statement. He might have it on the board, but here's what it says. It says, only the creator of a thing has the right to determine the best function of the thing they created. That's real good. Can't no Negro tell you how to function, where your life can end up, how successful you can be. Are you hearing me? Because when God created you, the creator of your life, the creator of a thing has the right to determine the best function of that thing that he created. Touch your neighbor and say, neighbor, since God created me, he created me to be the best. And the last time I checked, hold on, who created you? Who created you? Who created you? That means he has exclusive right to determine how your life going to end up. Boy, I'm preaching this sermon. He has exclusive right to determine how far you can go, what you can possess, and what you can have in your life. Are y'all hearing me in this house? Touch your neighbor and say, neighbor. Say, God has the right. But see, there's some valleys you're going to have to go through. And it's hard to go through those valleys when you got the wrong folks around you. Huh? See, sometimes some of y'all need to learn to get the gift of goodbye. And you got to learn how to tell some folks, see you later. Saranada. Arrivederci. Hasta la vista, baby. You got to learn how to do that. Because everybody in your life ain't meant to be in your life, especially when you're going through some valleys in your life. Oh, y'all hearing me in this house? Somebody look at your boy and say, preach this thing, pastor. Oh, y'all hearing me? Watch this. In other words, let me say it like this then. Anybody that's trying to limit you need to be eliminated. Anybody who's not speaking limitless language in your life, if anybody in your life that's not saying you can get it, you can go for it, you can have it, and they need to be eliminated in your life. Preach, Tim. David said, he leads me. I'm almost done. The word leads here implies trust and obedience, which means the only way you don't experience success is through your disobedience. The only way you become limited instead of limitless is when you stop being obedient and trusting the leading of the shepherd. Oh, y'all hearing me? Now for us, following the shepherd is knowing, trusting, and following his word. If you don't know the word, you can't follow that. Oh, y'all hearing me? See, that's why, y'all tend to get quiet on me right through chin. Right through chin. That's why the devil keeps some of y'all so busy the way you can't even come to church. Because the devil know if you get the word, your life will get better. The devil know more than you know about your own self. Oh, y'all hearing me? Watch this. So he'll keep you away from the very thing that you need the most. Oh, y'all hearing me? Somebody say, he restored my soul. Say it, he restored my soul. Watch this, I'm done. Then he leads me. Yea, do I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. Here's the last thing. I'm done. Pam, read that for me. Yea, do I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. Psalms 23. You got it, Pam? Yeah. Thank you, Jesus. You're going to make me wonder if you knew what Psalm 23 was. Yes.
Start from the beginning?
No, start at, yea, do I walk through the valley.
Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me.
Here it is. Ooh, this is good. I'm about to shout. Fred, you got me. I'm about to go crazy right here. Here's the last thing. What David is saying is this. I have the promise of God's presence at all times in my predicaments. I thought y'all would have shouted on that right there. Unless you ain't never had a sickness, unless you ain't never had a bill problem, unless you ain't never had trouble in your life, then this don't apply to you. But if you had some predicaments, some trial, and some trouble, then you know that statement is absolutely true, that God's presence has always been in your life. Baby, following God will lead you into some strange places. Yea, Erica, though I walk through the valley. Ain't that amazing? Listen to this. David is talking about how God, the shepherd, leads him in a path of righteousness. Y'all see that? Leads us down roads that carry us to blessings. And then that very next verse, he's talking about valleys of death. Hold on, I'm confused before I close. How in the world does a right path lead to a death valley? The Lord has led me in the path of success. How in the world am I led to a death valley? How do I get down so quick after being up so fast? Y'all know what I'm talking about? You know God told you the job yours, and then 3 months you sick of it. Some of y'all got married, and you believe he or her was the one, and then before the honeymoon was over, you like, God, are you for real? Is this forever? Y'all sit right there with y'all holy self. Okay, then I'll forget the honeymoon. 2 years later, you're like, God, is this forever? I got to deal with this right here forever. And you believe God told you to do what you did. How can you lead me in the path of righteousness and then I end up in a death valley? Preach to him, Caldwell. How do I start following in the path of righteousness and now in a valley? Now, here it is. I'm done. Scholars tell us it's not a death valley per se, but he's referring to the darkest part of the valley. He's referring to the darkest things in your life that you get in. In other words, this place I'm in now is the darkest place I ever been since I've been following Jesus. Are y'all hearing me? Now, because watch this. David will tell you, it don't get no worse than your own son raping your own daughter, and then your own son turning around and want to kill you. Are y'all hearing me in this house? Yeah. This is the darkest place I've ever been. Now, I've been to some places, and I've been through some hell, and I've been through some stuff, but he said, but I ain't never been through what I'm catching right now. Am I the only one in here? Is there anybody in Belview ever been in some dark place that's darker than yesterday? Is there anybody that can testify who know, help me finish this sermon, that can say, Pastor, you must be talking about me because I walked in this church in a dark area of my life. But hold on, I got good news. Tell your neighbor, hunch him and say, he got some good news for you today. Come on, tell him he got some good news. What's interesting, before I close, here's your good news, is David does not give, he don't give us a plan of getting through it. When you're going through something, you want to know how you're going to get through it. Raise your hand if that's you. You want to know how you're going to get through it. Don't sit here and act like you, yes you do. Do I need to take this avenue? Do I need to take that? Lord, how can I get through this? Here it is. David does not give us a plan of getting through it. Tell your neighbor, ain't no plan on this. I don't care how dark it is in your life right now. I don't care if you're in the darkest area of your life or the darkest valley in your life. It may not be a plan to get through this. I'm done. I'm going to see, can you shout? There is no plan, Jones, to get through it. But we got a promise to get out of it. Did y'all hear what I just said? I thought I had a better crowd than that. I said, I got a promise to get it. Here it is. Somebody say, what's the promise, Pastor? What's the promise? It's right there in the text. The Lord is with me. Y'all too deep. Let me say it again. The Lord is with me. David said, even in the darkest season of my life, I'm not going to trip because the Lord is with me. I ain't got no money, but the Lord with me. I'm a single mama raising these children by myself, but the Lord is with me. I got a sickness that don't seem to be getting any better, but the Lord is still with me. Is there anybody in Belview that can declare the Lord got your back? I'm looking for 10 of y'all that'll get up and holler at your boy and declare the Lord still got my back. Come on, high five two people and tell them the Lord is with me, baby. Yea, do I walk. Hold on. Yea, do I walk through the valley. And because the Lord is with me, y'all ain't got it. I am never, ever, I will never, Marcy, I will never be walking in a valley. I'll always be walking through a valley. See, because I'm with you, you ain't gonna walk in it. Because if you walk in it, you may take an opportunity to sit down in it. This black boy preaching in here. But if I'm with you, I'm allowing you to go ahead and walk through it. And if you keep on walking, you'll get to the other side of the darkness. You will get to the other side of the darkness. Tell your neighbor, say, neighbor, you might be weary now, but I got a word, I got a promise for you. Can I give you the last promise? Can I give you the last promise? They that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with the wings of eagle. They shall run and not. Hold on. They gonna do what? Run and not get weary. But I'm going to put you in a valley that's going to stop you from running. Because the next part said, after you quit running and not get weary, you're going to walk. And not faint. Are y'all hearing me? Because you ain't going to faint. You're going to see some stuff you ain't going to like. But it ain't going to faint you. Because it's going to show you something not about the place, but about yourself. Then Job said, and when I come forth, I'm coming forth as pure gold. In other words, see, can you shout? Will you grab somebody by the hand? You ain't got to look at them because of COVID. Look straight ahead and just say this. I am exhausted, but I'm not done. I thought y'all would shout better than that. I'm tired, but I'm not done. I feel a second wind coming on. I said, I feel a second wind coming on. Oh, y'all hearing me? Ezekiel said I was in a valley of dry bone. It was dark and dreary in that place. But then I called for the four winds to come. That means the Spirit of God came by, lifted up them bones, and bones started coming together, bone to bone, ankle bone, hooked up with the chin bone touched the knee bone touched the thigh bone touched the hip bone touched the back bone touched the shoulder bone got the head bone, and it stood up, and here's what they said, I'm tired, but I gotta keep going on. Can I tell you what they said? We come this far by faith, leaning on the Lord. Tell your neighbor, He restores your mind, your emotions, and your will. And that's the only option you got. Quit running everywhere else and every place else to get restoration. Quit looking at circumstances. Quit looking at people. Because I've learned something about people after my 37 years of pastoring, and I'm still young. Yeah, I've been doing this 37 years, and I'm still in my 50s. Are you hearing me? I've learned this about people saying, Cameron, people are funny. They'll be with you today and gone tomorrow. So you can't rely on your restoration through people. They'll give you a ride to work on Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. But by the next Tuesday, they done got tired of you. And then they going another way. They ain't going home today. They got a doctor's appointment tomorrow. What's wrong, brother? David said, he restores. Give God a hand clap of praise for that word. We bless God. Father, I've given them your word. Your word is true. If there's anyone in here that's struggling today, let them come now to this altar. Because you said your yoke is easy. Your burden is light. So what happens if they come, Father? You said they'll find rest for their soul. They'll find repairing. They'll find renewal. So, Father, now, as we continue to fight, if there's anyone that needs restoration in their life, let them come now. Yeah. I need ministers. You know your assignment. Come on, ministers. Come on, ministers. One on the right, one on the left. If you need to come, come on. If your children need restoration, if your marriage need restoration, I know I got to go, but this is too important. Today is the day of salvation. Yes. If you're here, come on, ministers. Come on, Brother John. Come on, Ms. Pam, Ms. Chapman. Yes. Give me you. Everything else can wait. Lord, give me you. I hope it's not too late. Play it, Fred. Lord, give me you. Lord, listen, they coming. Lord, Sister Caldwell, come help us. Yeah. Lord, give me. Come on, we're going to say it again. Give me you. I'm tired of this. Everything. Y'all can go ahead. I hope I'm not. Go ahead. Lord, give me you. Lord, give me you. Boy, see, we just had church. It ain't about the keyboard. It ain't about singing. It's about ministering. One more time. Give me you. Everything else can wait. Give me you. I hope. Bring her here. Lord, bring her here. Bring her here. I know she's been sick this week. You will not touch this gift. Ayatorobo. You will not take this gift. Ayatabo. Right now, I speak Jehovah Rapha, the God that healeth. The God that healeth thee right now. The God that healeth thee right now. In Jesus' name. Can I tell you what Jehovah Rapha really means?